G'day everyone and welcome to another episode of Joystick Arcade. I'm Whipper.
I'm Mickbone.
And today we look at the remake that everyone's been dying to get their hands on, but we Aussies got a little early, Final Fantasy VII.
And of course we take a look at the prequel Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core on the PSP in Off the Shelf.
And we duke it out over the last Chicken McNugget from Macca's in Tekken 7 for last round.
You double-crossing!
Heads up!
What in the hell?
Damn it! We gotta take it out quick or we're screwed.
Oh, I am way ahead of you, Bert. When I get my chance, I'm gonna blow this bastard the hell up! And that's a problem!
It's down! Rain hell on it!
You ain't gotta tell me twice!
It's not gonna go down easy. Focus!
You focus, soldier boy! You ain't gotta worry about me missing.
Well, it's finally here. Final Fantasy VII, the remake on PS4. It's been long awaited, 5 years in the making from when we heard our first announcement at E3 all those years ago. And we finally get to get our hands on it. And let me tell you, first off and foremost, it's bloody brilliant. Now, you play as Cloud Strife, who is an ex-soldier now turned mercenary, who's been recruited by a bunch of ragtag group of dudes called an Avalanche. They're a sort of like,
what soldier boys do?
you could say like under-the-counter, mercenary group themselves. You go and, do good things to save the environment. And they want to take down the evil power corporation called Shinra, and you've been kind of roped in for a few bucks along the way, because you need those cash in hands, right?
You call them ragtag under-the-counter mercenaries. I call them eco-terrorists. Now, this is a remake of a classic game that everybody has loved, and we actually hadn't had a chance to play the classic, so this is our first foray into Final Fantasy VII for us. And gone is the turn-based classic system that everyone knows. It's now gone for a real action system now that you're probably seeing on the screen behind us, or currently up on the screen right now. Now, if you don't like that, if you like to take it a bit slower and want it a little bit easier, so to say, there is a classic mode available to you that allows you to focus more on the commands rather than the action, though. I personally went with the action combat on normal mode, and I love the fluidity of the combat, to be able to knock this one guy down and then instantly switch my target and yeet him with a fire spell has just been great.
I really enjoyed the fighting mechanics in this game, and I actually play on easy mode. And before you all go flaming in the comments going, "Oh my god, Mickbone, you're such a freaking casual!" Before you flame me hard in the comments and call me a casual, I'm only playing on easy mode purely just because I really enjoy the story as well. And for me, while the combat is really fun, I don't want it to be the defining reason why I play the game. Because Final Fantasy for me has always been about a beautiful, breathtaking story. And you get that, like, right off the bat, which is bloody awesome. You introduce some amazing characters. Personally, my favorite is Tifa, for obvious reasons. And, like, it's just a really wholesome journey, just from the beginning of the game.
And speaking of breathtaking as well, the graphics, it blew my mind. It was a visual treat. And we even tried it on your PS4 Pro here on the TV. And we had to take a couple of takes for a second. We went, hold on, are we playing this on a PS4 or a PC? This looks fantastic. Imagine it on PS4. Sorry, not PS4, on PC.
It'd be incredible. And, like, playing it on 4K OLED HDR is just insane. Like, I seriously felt like I was playing a PC game with the level of fidelity that we're getting out of these graphics. And it just makes me even more excited for an inevitable PS5 release as well, which I'm gonna say it's gonna happen. We will see it.
It's
100%.
It's gonna happen, but this brings me to my biggest problem with the game, and it's not actually with the design, how it plays, or anything like that. It's purely with how they've released it. So, whereas we got the original game, complete in the pack, 4 discs, we're only getting a part 1 here? This isn't even the full game, because right when you get to the end, it throws a thing saying your adventure will continue. I'm like, hang on, did I just pay full price for part of a game? What the hell?
Yeah, look, I think it's a bit of a stingy move by Square Enix because honestly, we're going to see this on the PS5. I bloody bet it. And to me, it feels like they're trying to double dip, which is really shitty, in my opinion. But look, I mean, besides that, it's still a pretty good game. But I think if you are someone who does care about the amount of money they're spending on a game, either wait for it to go down in price, wait for a sale, or wait for the inevitable collector's edition that will come with both parts of the game. Which will probably be not for a couple more years at this point. But
now, one could argue that, oh, but 100 Australian dollars, you're still getting 37 hours, but I can go pay $100 for another certain game and I can get 200 plus hours of gameplay out of it. So, you know, you can only do story-based games so much before you gotta start asking the dollar to gameplay value now.
That's right. But look, I mean, the game still has quite a lot of redeemable qualities. It's got that classic Final Fantasy feel where you can just run around worlds and, you know, the worlds feel alive. The people that you run into, you can hear them talking amongst themselves, you know, wanting to, you know, fulfill their own, you know, journey in life. And that's one thing I really loved. Just running around the slums and you could just hear other characters and other people just talking amongst themselves. It felt really bustling and alive.
Especially when you're doing the side quests as well for them in the slums. At first, when you're walking around, they don't know who you are. They're even commenting, who's this guy? Why does he need that big of a sword? Like, what is with that hair? But then as you start doing jobs for them, they start going, you're not actually a bad dude. I'd like a sword like that, eh? And you start to become Mr. Popular.
Yeah, look, I kind of wish that was me when I was at school, but no chance. But look, you do gain popularity quite quickly by just completing side quests, and it just helps build this. I can't really describe it, but I don't know. It makes you just feel pleasant in the game. I'm not sure how it is. It's just something that the Final Fantasy games managed to do. Like it's just a really comforting, pleasant feeling just wandering around this world, you know, doing side quests for people, because like you don't feel like it's a grind. That's the thing.
I could lose myself in that soundtrack as well. It's gorgeous.
Absolutely gorgeous, and being able to hear that in a full live orchestra as well is just another level. But the Final Fantasy soundtrack never ceases to disappoint.
In my final thoughts on it, it's a fantastic game. Do not get me wrong, 100% worth a play. If you're an absolute die-hard fan of the game and have to play it, and it's okay with Square Enix's release methods, by all means, it gets a seal of approval. But if you're someone that likes to be a bit more frugal with your cash or want the full package for your money, wait for the complete edition. And unfortunately, it does lose a couple of points for me. It's an 8 out of 10.
Look, I mean, as a person who hasn't really delved that deeply into Final Fantasy, I played a few of the later ones, like 13 I quite enjoyed. I know a lot of people didn't like 13, but I liked it. But look, I mean, for me, Final Fantasy VII The Remake has been a beautiful experience. I'm only 5 hours in, and I know I haven't played it that much compared to other people, so this review is a little bit in that sense. But look, from the amount that I've played, I'm loving every minute of it, and I feel like I've barely scraped the surface as well, and I just know there is so much more to dig into. I only have one gripe, and that's just I felt it took a little bit too long to, I guess, kick the main story off. I felt like, you know, it took me, 5 hours to really get introduced to all the characters, and I thought, maybe you could have sped that up a little bit. But look, I mean, it is what it is. It's Final Fantasy. But I will knock 1 point off for that. That's just a me personal thing. Maybe other people didn't feel that way. But look, it's a solid 9 out of 10 from me. I enjoyed it from everything that I've played, and I can't wait to play more.
Someone's having fun.
How can I not? Pursued by villains, a young couple thrust together by fate race through the neon street nut.
Get off.
They think it's my hero.
Sony have dropped the first images of the PlayStation 5 controller, and with that, the first hints as to what the PlayStation 5 will look like. And gone's the classic design. Instead, we get this lovely white and black two-tone design, which I personally love, but some are calling it a bit of a chunky boy.
Look, I think it's got thick thighs, and we all know what happens with thick thighs. They save lives. And this thing is just a beast. I love the look of it. It looks far more ergonomic than previous designs of PlayStation controllers. I'm excited.
Yeah, gone are the start and select button. Instead, you've got the create button, or the honk button that has been nicknamed, and the menu button. The button's no longer colored, so we lose the classic colored icons there with the triangle, square, circle, and I'm going to say X. It's not cross, it's X. Fight me on that one.
It's an X from me as well.
And the light bar's no longer there. Instead, you get a light trim. Hopefully this saves battery, because I hate that light bar.
That had to be the biggest gripe I had with the PlayStation 4 controller, was the stupid light bar at the back that nobody gave a crap about. You couldn't even see it, and while it had some really, niche uses for it, like showing health and all that crap, like it was pointless. It just drained your battery. Like, I'm not looking down here, I'm looking at the screen. So I'm glad to see that that's been done away with and they've got a little bar instead, because I think that's a lot more aesthetic as well.
Oh, and Sony innovating with a rechargeable battery in their controller. Microsoft, you paying attention?
Get your shit together, guys. Come on, it's 2020.
So yes, rechargeable battery with a USB-C connector.
That's right, USB-C, like, it's the future. We're already here. Like, it's amazing. All my stuff has USB-C now. And now my controller has USB-C. Like, it's like all my Christmases have come at once.
Exactly.
Brilliant. And I don't know what Microsoft plan on doing with their controller. I'm not sure if it's been announced, if we know what input it has at the back. Is it USB-C or micro USB?
They haven't said anything further after that.
I think they have. So, be interesting to see what Microsoft has for their input on their controller. But I have heard they're not using rechargeable batteries. So.
Oh, and the artist renditions of some of these controllers, they look fantastic and give us a sneak peek at what some collector's editions can look like.
Oh, mate, these are juicy. And I'm tempted to collect controllers for this thing, but I know that's a big slippery slope and my wallet is gonna hate me forever, so maybe not.
Nope, I'm out. Nope, tapping out.
What has Capcom been up to?
Well, funny you mentioned Christmases have come early for some people in this instance. We've gotten word that it's pretty much confirmed. Resident Evil 4 Remake is coming, much to the sadness of many fans of Code Veronica. But yeah, it's helmed by Osaka-based team M2 and has the approval of the Resident Evil director, so slated for a 2022 release at this point.
I mean, we've already seen a remaster at this point, which is more of a graphical upscale. And I think if it's going to get the RE2 and 3 treatment, I'm quite excited to see how they do with it, because Resident Evil 4 is actually Capcom's best-selling game ever. Which is crazy because, you'd think it'd be Street Fighter 2, but no, it's Resident Evil 4.
It stepped away from the traditional Resident Evil tropes as well, so be interesting to see what direction they take. I know all the Code Veronica fans are wanting a remaster. It'll happen eventually, maybe, possibly.
Hopefully. 20-year-old game at this point, it's got to. And
fingers crossed.
On top of that, we've also got word of Resident Evil 8. Now, I want to point out, this is all speculation at this point. Nothing has been confirmed, but a few reports have come out that it's going to be a sequel to Resident Evil 7, and it's set roughly in the same timeline as Resident Evil 7. It plays Ethan, I believe, the protagonist of 7, and it continues that story, and it's rumored to have some sort of folk horror aspect to it, like, werewolves and all that sort of stuff. But look, I'm excited to see what happens. It's apparently going to be on next-gen and current-gen consoles, so I look forward to seeing how Resident Evil 8 turns out potentially in 2021. Whipper, get your ass down here. We're filming, hurry up.
Hey, we can't have off the shelf without a gamer. I'm trying to find something.
All right, pick something good and get your ass down. Hurry up.
Good? You want good? You want a good game? Fine. Good.
Oh, this is absolute shit. Pure trash. I'd rather lick shit off a floor. Oh, wait, it's Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII. Sit down.
I demand an apology.
Never.
Ain't great.
Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core is a prequel to the original Final Fantasy VII on the PSP. You play as Zack, who is a soldier, and your mission is to go find out more about this mysterious soldier named Genesis. It's set 7 years prior to the original Final Fantasy VII, and let me tell you, it's shapes things up a little bit, and also keeps it fairly similar at the same time.
Now, for a PSP title, it was quite a vast world. Now, granted, it's not open world, but it separates the levels quite fluidly, and the use of the phone, being able to take missions from your phone, and that then takes you to a different area where it's pretty much just slaying monsters and you get rewarded with items that will benefit you in your next mission. Now, the combat system. It's like real time, but at the same time, it uses a special little slot system called DMW. It's slots unlike your favorite slots at the RSL, Mick.
Oh, damn, so you're saying I can't get a chicken chenille if I get the feature?
No, but instead you can get things like resistances to physical
That's
attack,
alright.
to magical attack, even gain a bit boosted invulnerability for a short time. Or if you land that 777 feature, you land lucky number 7, experience up.
That's pretty sick. I like that. Actually, I quite enjoyed that when I was playing. Again, versing big bosses as well. It felt like it was a really good advantage to have.
It was key, and it would always come in at like the critical moment you need it. So to me, it kind of felt like, you know, I'm down, I'm low on health. All of a sudden, I get that massive boost in power, and I'm like, yeah, this is like anime. Theme music starts playing, and energy just goes off.
So not the Euro beat, but just the theme music.
Not the Eurobeat, but you know, the meme where villain's winning, all of a sudden protagonist's theme starts playing. Oh shit, his power level just went over 9,000 styles.
Typical, love it. But look, this game, the fighting style, while it's not turn-based, it is action-based, and to me, playing that on a handheld was just awesome. It felt so much more alive, and it felt like I was getting a true Final Fantasy experience on the go, which was just bloody amazing. Because, you know, when this came out in 2008, or at least for Australia, there was nothing else like it at the time, especially just on a handheld as well. The DS didn't really have anything else like it, and smartphones as well, like your iPhones and your Androids, were in their infancy.
I think there were very few smartphones as well back then as well.
Oh yeah, there wasn't much.
And it was considered the must-have title of 2008, and is still considered one of the must-have titles for any retro collector.
That's right. This game is up there with GTA on the PSP for being one of the most popular titles ever for the console.
Now, my immediate thoughts on this were, while it's showing its age, it by no means did ruin the experience. I got into it, the mission where I was assaulting the fortress, I had a very simple objective. Kill as many of the enemy as possible. And I'm like, okay. And I had fun.
Well, I mean, I loved taking down the big boss. I think it was the big robot spider, this big grassy patch area. And I felt like I had, I had to really think about what abilities and magic I had to use while still checking the slot system up the top as well. And just having all this going on while, again, playing a handheld game, just really felt like I was getting a true console experience, which I loved. And, darting around and trying to, hit the enemy when it's down or when, I've staggered it or whatever. And just having those things just really, made the experience so much better.
It was also good to see some familiar faces of Final Fantasy VII return. You see Cloud as well as Aerith making an appearance.
I didn't get to see Aerith in my playthrough, as I did continue off yours, but seeing Cloud was pretty awesome, honestly. He looked a bit younger too.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, it's, like you said, 7 years.
Yeah, look, he's only, that big. He's small. He's a weird little boy, but no, look, I mean, playing as Zack, I think, still felt like I was pretty much almost playing as Cloud at this point, as far as, attacking and abilities went.
Now, in the end, I recommend this game for any PSP collector. Even if you're not really interested in the Final Fantasy, it's definitely one to have in the collection.
Yeah, look, as a game collector myself, this game was actually the first PSP game I bought for my PSP when I started collecting for that console. It was. I remember I went to CEX and I just picked out like 10 PSP games off the shelf. This was one of them, and I only gave it a play last weekend for the first time, despite having it for almost a year now. But it's still a banger of a game on the PSP from pretty much start to finish, so I'm being told. And for the 1 hour I've played this game, I really enjoyed it. That means I think you will enjoy it too, based on that really strong gameplay that I've had, which clearly means I have a solid opinion to give on this game. But look, you know, memes aside, it's actually really decent based on the reviews as well. And if you're a big fan of the Final Fantasy VII saga, it is certainly one to check out.
You reckon when those trains all going again, it might be worth a play while you're on your way to work?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, my Switch has pretty much got that point at the moment, so is my Vita. But look, if both of those are down, and I really have to resort to my PSP, then yeah, I'll give it a go. Nah, look, it's a banger. If I can, I will, 100%. Welcome back to last round, but this time with a bit of a twist. I don't even know which way I'm looking at right now. Is this the camera? I don't even know.
I don't know.
Yeah, look, we're doing it with blindfold. We're playing some Tekken 7. Who's going to come out number one? Well, we'll just have to find out and see. It could be really exciting. It could be a boring draw. Who even knows at this point? But we're going with random characters.
Random characters, no idea what map, and
yeah,
it's
don't
just
even know at this point.
It's just spam until you win.
Yeah, it's gonna be a shit show and a half. So let's
So
get it, shall we?
no blaming that. Oh, this character's shit. You wouldn't even know.
Don't even know at this point.
Oh, I just heard.
I don't even know who I hurt. I don't even know. Are we on? I hope we're on random. Okay. It's gonna be Final Destination.
Can you hear that? Is that audio okay?
Yeah, I can hear that. Next battle. Next battle.
Oh god. I heard Jin. One of us has Jin.
What if we're both Jin?
That's gonna
That'd be hilarious.
It's gonna be awkward.
Alright. Oh, dude, I don't even remember any of the combos for this. Oh, man.
Trying to hear for the game, because I have no idea when it's actually loading.
Alright.
I'm hearing music.
On my way, Moshinderu! I want to know who's going to come out on top. Dude, what is happening?
I have no idea.
Oh, fuck, I heard a big smack.
See, I'm naturally trying to track it.
Oh, who was that?
I don't know.
I don't even know at this point. I heard a KO. Oh, I hope that wasn't me.
Oh, I just felt a big impact on
Fuck.
my controller. The problem is, if I've rotated the other way, I could be completely wrapped around and mirrored.
Oh, mate. I felt that. I felt that. Oh, fuck. I think I'm using a really shit character. Oh, mate. What is happening right now? Oh my god. No! Oh no! Alright, who was that?
Are you feeling it?
I think I might have lost that. I'm not sure.
You can open up now.
Oh my god. What happened?
I was P1.
Oh no! Because I could tell by the vibrations, but dude wasn't doing much.
I heard some massive vibrations and I was like, was that me getting yeeted or am I doing the yeeting? I don't know!
Oh my god. There was some form of yeeting.
Look, we're gonna have to review the footage to see what happened there. So
yeah,
you guys are gonna be watching this at the same time.
Yeah.
So
my god,
we'll have to figure out who won then.
I have to figure it out then.
Oh, thanks for joining us for that
guys.
absolute. I'm gonna call it shit show.
That was a shit show and a half, guys. You want to see more shit shows? Do more last round on the show, guys.
And that's it for this week's episode. Thank you for joining us, and let us know in the comments below what you thought of Final Fantasy VII Remake, and were you someone that picked up Crisis Core back on launch, or do you enjoy it much later like we did?
And don't miss next week's episode. We're going to be finally doing our big review on Persona 5 Royal, as well as on Off the Shelf. We're going to be checking out Persona 3 Fez and Persona 4 Golden back to back. We're going to see how both the previous titles in the series held up, and let me tell you, I'm bloody excited to check these out.
And next week's last round will also be Persona themed with Persona 4 Arena Ultimax.
Hopefully I'll win this time because I smashed it the first time we played it. So
I want vengeance.
Easy claps,
I
guys.
want blood.
Easy claps. Anyway, guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you guys in next week's episode. Catch you then.